and welcome to Beautifully Made. I am your host, Melanie Ivey, and I'm excited again. I look forward to these opportunities to interview these phenomenal women. So today we have the pleasure and the honor of meeting GlenNeta Griffin.
Thank you, Melanie.
How are you?
I am amazing.
It is so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. I miss you. I don't see you enough.
Oh my gosh. But I'm glad we're here today.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited for you all because this is, I'm telling you, phenomenal. It doesn't even describe who she is. And so I just want you to start sharing a little bit about who you are with the people. You know, because they need to know, because you are phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
You're
and
welcome.
So are you. And that's why we're here on your show today, you phenomenal woman.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I am so many things. So I'll start with I am a wife and a mother of three.
Okay.
That just kind of takes over my whole world right there, being, you know, a mommy and a wife. That's always number one, right after God.
Absolutely.
Of course. I am an actress and a television host, director, producer, writer.
My goodness.
I absolutely love everything about the film and television industry. I'm an entrepreneur. I own Positive Press public relations firm.
That's amazing.
And Get TV Ready, if you need to get TV ready.
Yes, you really need to talk to her about that. I had the pleasure of going through her seminar workshop, and it was amazing. Hence, we have a show today. How about that?
Yes, this is a result of our program.
Absolutely.
So yay, we are all winning. So I am excited.
Yes.
Yeah, so I do many things. I'm an author of a book called Taking Back the Woman in Me, and I'm also a motivational speaker. So I love my Motivated by Gigi quotes that I put out. Thank you. I have to, that's part of my morning meditation, to put out something positive every single day. But it's for everybody else, but it's also for me.
Absolutely.
You know, to just get my mind wrapped around something positive to start my day, and hopefully that can kind of tailor the way the day is going. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's so interesting that you said that piece at the end here. As you've mentioned, she has 13,000 jobs.
Yes, I do.
And she does them phenomenally. I mean, literally.
Thank you.
It's amazing how you're able to balance that, because I saw you light up with a lot of things that you mentioned. The first being your family first, after God.
Yes.
Now you got to tell me about why did you light up as you did just now when you talked about that, and then we'll delve more, because you mentioned quite a few phenomenal things.
Well, first of all, I can't do anything without God on my side, and I know that. I tried. It doesn't work.
Listen, did you hear
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. You have to keep God first.
Absolutely.
And my family wouldn't be as successful, and we wouldn't be as happy if we didn't have God leading our household.
I totally agree with you.
So my family is everything to me, and everything after that I do, it comes, and I do it because of them.
That's awesome.
I work hard to set a good example for my children. I work hard to provide for our family, as well as my husband, to make our businesses a success. So everything that I do is wrapped around my family. I do it for us. I do it because I don't want to just be another person that's working to work and pay bills. I want to leave a legacy for my family.
That's phenomenal.
So I keep God first, and then I focus on my family, and then I focus on my businesses, and my businesses will leave a legacy for my family.
You know, that word legacy, I don't hear that a lot in our communities.
I know.
I really don't hear that a lot.
I don't know.
That is so huge. Now, did you see that growing up? Was that the reason for you knowing how to do that and the importance of doing that?
I did not see that necessarily in my family.
Okay.
Although I will say, you know, my family comes from a place of lots of land and love and really good family values. I will say that.
Okay.
That's something to pass on. That is also something to pass on to the family, because I pass very good ethics and morals onto my children. There are certain things you absolutely have to do and be as a person. But I will say that I've seen it in other people and seen it that it can be done.
Yes.
You don't have to be a millionaire in order to leave something for your family. You know what I mean?
That's good. Did y'all hear that? You don't have to be a millionaire to leave something for your family.
Yes.
That's so important, because it's a lot of intangibles that you can leave for your family that a lot of people don't realize are just as priceless and valuable to actually sustain them and be successful in whatever they choose to do.
Very true. And wealth isn't just money.
Yes.
You know, people think, oh, wealth that means I have $1 million in the bank. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
You know, you can be wealthy and you can be rich in love.
Absolutely.
And in things that you teach other people, and the values of business that you take on and you send on to your children. You know, there's so many different things. So I want my children to be good, well-rounded people.
That's good.
So we are just training them and teaching them just to be really good people. people. Just
good.
love people. Just be good people.
Love is free. How about
Love
that?
is free, y'all. Love is free. I know.
It is free, and it doesn't cost anything. And I don't.
Right.
I think
Being
it's
nice and act of kindness doesn't cost anything.
Listen, it really doesn't.
Right.
The only cost is you have to be intentional.
Yes.
That's the only thing you need to be.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like your upbringing was very strong.
Yes.
It was very family oriented. It was
Very.
built on who you are and building on not only who you are, but the importance of family.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit more about that. What kind of experience did you have that gave you this confidence, that gave you this perspective on life and how it should be as far as the family and how you can build your own wealth and you can instill, good things in people without costing a lot. I want to hear more about that. That's very good.
Yeah, well, I would say that my grandparents started a nonprofit organization called the Helping Hands Organization in Gaston, Alabama. I am an Alabama girl. I'm a country girl, y'all.
That's awesome.
I grew up driving tractors.
Did you really?
I did. People don't know. That's something you don't know.
Awesome.
The first vehicle I drove was a tractor. Okay, let's keep it real.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah, but we were always at church and
Okay.
we were always giving back and picking vegetables and sending them to people, or
Wow.
if your house burned down, we were there to help you rebuild. That's all I knew growing up, was helping other people and to give back. So even through my business, I will say I have learned to, yes, charge my value and my worth.
Absolutely, that's important.
But I will tell you, I could have been way more successful the first few years of my companies if I hadn't given so much away,
Totally get it.
because of who I am.
Absolutely.
I had to learn at some point to kind of break that apart and say, oh, you know what, this is business. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I was like, oh, well, you can't afford it, but I really believe in your brand and I believe in you, so let me just help you, girl. And after a
that's
while, my husband was like, look, this is business,
Yes.
But that's just the way that I grew up, and that's the way that I was brought up. That's all
Yeah.
I knew, was to give and to care about people and to love people. So that's something that within my growth I had to learn. This is still business.
That's interesting that you said that. You said something. Message, I heard it. So you mentioned about you had to learn how to have a delineation between that. Well, how did you use that same wisdom, I would call it, for learning how to accept yourself? Because even with all the lessons we have as we're growing up, sometimes you still have to apply them.
Yes.
So how were you able to apply that now that it's exuding in all the amazing things that you're doing? Because if you didn't love yourself,
Yes,
then you
girl.
couldn't love your children. You're building beautiful people,
Thank
put it that
you.
way.
Yes.
And so that had to come from somewhere. Everything that you've shared with us today, it stems from that. So can you share more about that?
I can, and let
Yeah.
me explain this too. A lot of people do not understand that your value is more important than anything. You have to know your value. Every experience that we go through, even if we feel like we worked on a situation or a project that didn't work out, there's a lesson.
Yes, there is a lesson.
And even though everything that I do and that I've done may not have been from my upbringing, it's been from the experiences that I have experienced over
Yes.
time. When I tell you, I have been through so much and so many experiences that have taught me everything. Even sometimes I'm sitting there going, okay, this didn't work out so well. This wasn't so great at all.
Right.
But there's a lesson somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, there's a lesson. What did I learn? Who did I meet? For my journey. We
Right.
have to trust the journey.
That's it. Wait a minute. Stop.
You have to trust the journey.
Stop the presses. Did you hear it? She said you have to trust. These
Trust the
three
journey.
words are
Trust
powerful.
It is.
Trust is a big word.
Even when we don't understand it.
Absolutely.
You have to trust it.
And most of the time you won't understand
You
it at
won't.
that moment, but
Yeah.
it will show you why you had to go through it later.
Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
with my situation, and I'm going to say the last big situation that I had before this upcoming time that I stepped back out on faith to
Wow.
go back full time into my companies. Okay.
Wow.
So I was working in a government project
Okay.
for 4.5, 5 years. Okay.
Wow.
And if anyone that knows me knows that I go all in
Oh, yeah.
100%
Listen.
with anything that I do.
She goes 150,000%.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
She's amazing. She's very
Thank you.
particular about what she's delivering because you are very much walking out excellence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. After working on this project, I just felt like it was so much going on to where they didn't appreciate me.
Wow.
They didn't appreciate my value. They didn't respect my value, and they didn't want to pay me my value flat out. they were just flat out going, we're not going to pay you what you're worth, even though they know what I'm worth. You know, and it was a lot of politics behind it. I don't regret it. I don't regret it because I learned so much from it. But what I will tell you, is that GlenNeta Griffin 10.0 stepped in, you know, and it was like, okay, after this, I was like, it's on me if I allow you to define me and you to define my value. You don't get to do that.
That's right.
I define my value.
Sounds like you owned your power.
I had to take back my power.
Absolutely.
Taking Back the Woman in Me, my book, okay? I had to take back my power.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally had to reinvent myself again and say, this is your life? Who's in control of your life? Are you gonna let these people who really don't matter or who are not even a factor in your life define you?
Absolutely.
Or are you gonna take back your power?
That's it.
So I had to take back my power, and when I tell you that, just saying, I'm going to shut this down and take back control of my life, and I'm going to live the life that I really want to live, and you don't control that. When I stepped and I did that, Melanie, everything changed for me.
Wow.
Everything changed for me, because now you can't come to me and say, oh, well, how much do you charge for this? Well, this is my rate. Well, do you think? No, I can't. Because now that you're not the client for me.
It's not.
You know what I mean? So that it changed so much for me, and it put me on a completely different level with everything. Even the people that are in my circle.
Yeah.
You know, you have to bring something. It is freedom.
It's a lot of freedom in owning everything you are.
To live without, you know, just anyone holding you down, just to have that freedom to live the life that you want to live, to just live free. I mean, it's okay to live free, you know, without anything just holding you down. And I was like, I gotta make some changes, and I did. And I'm proud of myself.
You should.
It's okay to be proud of yourself sometimes, to know, like, even if it's small accomplishments along the way, you have to celebrate yourself.
But you also have to take the moment to do so.
Yes.
Allow yourself to take the moment and say, wow, I'm really busy, but man, what have I done this week? I have really accomplished a lot this week.
Right.
And give yourself, you know, permission to say, I want to celebrate me today.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a monumental thing to your point of love. It could be something small, but that's a step in the right direction.
Yes, and I do celebrate myself. Girl, when I tell you, it could be so small. It may cost $10, but if I want to go to a movie and get a big popcorn and a big drink, even if I'm not going to finish it,
it's okay.
It's okay, because it's what I want.
And it's for me.
And it's for me. Or if I went and I bought the kids something and I pick up that one extra thing for myself, I'm worth it.
You are.
I deserve it.
And it doesn't have to be big things.
Yeah, and that's what people think. You don't have to go out and buy yourself a new car. What if it's a new shirt? You know,
I just want a Snicker bar.
What? Right. What if I want a candy bar?
Right.
Yes. Thank you. It could be something so simple. If it's your favorite bottle of wine.
Yes.
If it's a new pair of shoes.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not saying not pay the mortgage.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need you to pay the mortgage.
Pay the bills. Okay. But if you have a little extra left over, it is okay to celebrate yourself and to do something nice for yourself.
I think
we need to do more of that.
I think that's something that so I have mentioned before in a prior interview with another phenomenal woman. We have this cape mentality. We are super women.
Yes,
okay?
we are super women.
We have a fabulous cape, okay? But sometimes our capes, we have to take it off. How about that?
Yes.
It's okay to take the cape off because we do wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
But to your point, taking the cape off means I'm going to celebrate me. I'm going to be okay with not having all these hats on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just going to breathe.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I did. I bought a shirt. I bought a shirt and it has me written all over it.
I love it.
And when I put it on,
really,
everybody in the household knows I made an announcement.
Oh.
Don't mess with me. This is my me time. I'm in mommy mode. I'm in me time mode. When I'm wearing my me shirt, they'll come to me and go, Mommy, can you me
the shirt. I love that idea.
Girl, I did. I had to do it, and they know I'll go, Mommy, it's me time. It's me time. Yeah, because I have to do that. Other than that, I'll be overwhelmed with everything that I'm doing.
Absolutely.
You know, I'll be overwhelmed. I won't be balanced in that time. And life is about balance.
It is.
You have to balance the time that you're working, the time that you're being mommy, the time that you're working on your own stuff, everything. Everything is about balance.
So now that we're talking about balance, tell me how you are able to do that. You do wear a lot of hats. You do have a lot of people dependent on you. But it is important that you take time for yourself. So to me, that is self-love. That's self-care. That's self-valuing yourself by taking those moments. So share more about how do you do that? You know, where did that come from that you're able to still balance all of these hats and take care of yourself at the same time? Yeah, well, I went through almost a breakdown, I want to say, after I had, let me see, my son. I had my son and my daughter. My daughter was about 10 months old. Wow. So now I have 2 children, and I'm married, and I'm a little overweight.
and I'm working out. I think I'm doing everything I can, but I'm not losing the weight like I should.
Gotcha.
So I went through a whole thing, and there's a lot behind this story that we don't have time to go into, but I went to California. I did a reality show. And on that reality show, we were disconnected from anything that was like electronics, the world, media, everything for 2 months. Wow. So I literally had 2 months to focus on me.
Wow.
It was 2 months to get my weight back down, to learn how to make healthier meals and choices for my family.
Wow.
Everything was about me for 2 whole months.
How were you able to adjust with that?
It was very difficult. There were a lot of tears.
Wow.
But when I tell you, I wouldn't trade it or change it for anything in the world, because let me tell you why. Because now I know what I need. I had to learn who I was again, because for so long I'd been somebody's mama.
Wow.
I'd been somebody's wife.
Yes.
And I was pulling away from the time that I needed for myself. I forgot who I was. I didn't realize what I liked to do anymore, because I wasn't going out. I didn't know what my favorite food was or my favorite wine, because I wasn't drinking like I should. You know, it's required. Wine is a necessity. Right. So, you know, I just got to the point where I didn't know some of the things about me. You know, and I wasn't putting myself first. So after that time, I had to get back to GlenNeta, and I had to learn who I was, because if I'm not whole, and if I'm not good, and if I'm not happy, I'm no good to anybody else.
That's it. Did you hear what she said? That is so poignant. If you're not whole, you can't give your wholeness to anybody.
You can't.
You can only give the peace that you're allowing to exist.
Yes.
So if you don't take that time, then how can you really support those that are dependent on you?
Absolutely. And not to mention, that time alone with the kids was very good for my husband.
Wow.
That gave him some really good time to learn, well, she does more than I think.
That is true.
Or now I'm dealing with the kids by myself, you know, and I'm not trying to mess up anybody's marriage out there, but when I tell you, these guys need time with their families.
I agree.
They need time with their children they need to feel you away, to know how much you do on a regular basis.
That's very true.
You know, because we're always stepping in. Women, we get stuff done.
Oh, yes.
We step in and do what needs to be done at any cost.
Absolutely.
But what we need to understand is that sometimes we need that man to understand, let him just have a little time with the kids. Let him deal with the house and the laundry and the dishes and make it all run by himself for a little while. And then he'll realize some of the things that they may take for granted. Not saying that my marriage was bad, but he got used to me stepping in, making things happen.
And it's stronger, I would think, after that experience.
Girl, I couldn't keep him off of me. I ended up having another baby after that.
What?
He was like, I love you.
Listen, I think this is a blueprint, I believe. What do y'all think? I think this is a good blueprint.
I am so serious. It is all a true story.
I love that. That's amazing. That's a blessing. You know, I'm assuming that was very tough, though.
Yes.
For you to try to, you know, it's like you're totally shutting down what's normal for everybody.
Yeah, and there were times where I cried and I felt like I was a bad mom. You know, my daughter was 10 months old, so I'm thinking, okay, is she gonna be walking when I get home? If I miss her first step, I'm a bad mom. You know, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
Yes, we do.
You know, when we are not there for every single thing or to make everything work, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
I agree with you.
You know, and we just kind of punish ourselves, like, oh my goodness, I'm a bad mom if I don't do this, or I'm a bad wife if I'm not there for this. But no, we're not.
You're not, and then you actually took time to strengthen your inner self.
Yes.
And that is valuable.
Yes.
That's priceless, honestly.
It actually changed my life. Like I said, I would not change one thing about it. When we're going through the process, we think it's all painful and it hurts.
Right.
And it did.
I know.
You know, I cried and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? I need to be home with my family. You know, but at the end of the day, the values and everything that I learned on that journey, I came back home, I was reading more, meditating more. I didn't need, you know, electronics and phones and media and all that kind of stuff to kind of tell me who I should be. I learned more about myself and learned how to disconnect. And y'all, we need to disconnect sometime. You have to turn that phone off.
Absolutely.
Turn that computer off. You need to disconnect and really get to know yourself again.
I totally agree with you.
You just have to reinvent, and that's fine. And we can reinvent multiple times.
Oh yes.
You know, that's what people think. You have to reinvent one time in your life. Oh no. Whenever you feel like you need to reinvent, do it again.
Do it again. You don't have to ask permission.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. Yeah, live without permission.
Oh my gosh, that is tweetable.
Yes.
Somebody tweet it.
Live without permission. You don't have to. Nobody is running your life but you.
Absolutely.
You have to have control over your entire life.
You know, it's funny because I did put something on IG that said, give yourself permission to live your best life.
Yes, I saw that. I love it.
That.
Yes, yes.
Nobody can tell you what you can and cannot do.
Yes.
But you know, life happens, and you get in this rhythm, and you sometimes I think you become numb with just what stuff is thrown at you.
Yeah.
Some kind of way, social media in particular, it has good and bad times. You know, it can be used very powerfully to get for marketing, get your business out there. But if it's replacing you knowing your value, there is something wrong with that.
Yes, and also social media will make you rush your process.
Yes,
because we see other people doing things and wait, should I be on that level, or should I already be at that, you know, at that level, or should I already be promoted, or should I already do this, you know, or should my marriage be doing this?
Right.
You know, it rushes our process, and it makes us feel like, you know, we should be on a different level when you know what, that's their journey. That's not your journey. You're not there yet. You still have some faith to build. You still got to show God you ready for it, because sometimes we'll get things and we're not ready for it.
No, and you're wasting it if you're not ready.
Exactly. Or we can't even recognize when we have it.
Come on.
Because we weren't ready to receive it. You know what I mean?
That's
so
good.
there's so much with the process, and I think if we kind of remove ourselves from looking at other people's relationships or where somebody already had a baby, well, my time may not be to have a baby.
How about
yet.
that?
You know, or this person is married, or this person got a new husband. Well, your time may not be yet. Maybe your time is to focus on you and your career and your life, and to learn who you are, so that when you get that new husband, you can focus on that marriage and give him everything that didn't work the first time, right?
Exactly.
You know,
that battle comes to mind when you're talking is contentment. People aren't content with the place they are right now.
Yes.
If you're not content, then you're always comparing.
That is very true.
You're always comparing something.
That is very true.
And to me, unfortunately, if you don't have a good base of self-love and self-care, those people get in trouble with social media, because to your point, they're comparing themselves to everything.
Yes.
Well, shoot, she's this age and she has this and that. And man, she already got all that.
Right, exactly.
That's not fair to you.
It's not fair to you. And it's definitely not fair, and it puts us in a bad situation, and it makes us feel like we're doing something wrong, when actually we may just be where we're supposed to be right now.
Exactly.
You know?
Be okay with that.
And be okay with that. And you also have to learn that if you are not appreciating and grateful for what you have right now, how do we expect for God to give us more?
He's not.
You know,
because if just like you mentioned, you have to trust the process. You have to trust who He says He is. You have to trust He's all knowing and all powerful.
And not lose faith when we stop seeing those things, or we feel like we're not moving in the right direction.
Exactly.
You just have to trust the whole thing. You got to trust God. You got to keep Him first.
You do.
And just know that you're where you're supposed to be. The right people are in your life who are supposed to be right now. And you got to keep believing, and you have to keep pushing. Don't stop working.
No.
You know, you got to keep pushing. But yeah, we just have to realize that sometimes we are right where we're supposed to be. Just enjoy life. Like, I enjoy walks. Things that, like, I'm constantly looking at things that don't cost money.
Yes.
You know, like, my kids have passports, and we've traveled this world. And I'm so grateful for it, because I did not get my first passport until I was 19 years old.
Wow.
But what I will tell you is I would shut that stuff down in a heartbeat, and I would like, get a bike. We're gonna go to the park, and we're gonna spend a whole day doing things that don't cost money, because there are things that are right around us that we have to remember to enjoy.
I agree.
You know,
your value system has changed.
Yes.
That's very key, what you just said. Your value system has changed.
Yeah, it used to be like, oh, let me book a trip, you know, somewhere. Let's just go somewhere out of the country.
Yeah.
Do you know how many things are going on in the United States that I have not experienced? Like, so many states that I have not been to, and my kids have not experienced them, you know? And I'm like, we're so quick to go out of the country and prove we have passports. What about traveling the U.S. or in the state that we live in?
It's so much stuff.
The museums here, we have so much, and so much has changed. We don't even experience the things that we already have that we're blessed with. And I hear people when I do travel, oh, wow, you live in Atlanta? I can't wait. Or I would love to come. I've never been. I would love to come to Atlanta. And then we take so many of those things for granted because we don't experience everything that we have to offer.
That's it. And that's so funny. What I hear you saying is very poignant, because the same way people operate in their comfort zone.
Yes.
So the same way you say, hey, you should go out and explore different things on the outside, it's very evident to me that you've done your inner work to appreciate all the pieces of yourself.
Yes, and I'm still growing.
All of us are still growing.
Still growing. I want someone to teach me something constantly. I love being around people that are smarter than me, or people who are on a whole nother level, or people that are already in the careers that I aim to be in. I love that. I love being around people that can teach me something. Now, if you can't teach me something and you just trying to pull everything out of me or suck me dry or bring down my dreams, those dream killers, you gotta go.
So it's a good point you just made. Dream killers. How are you able to keep boundaries around your time? How are you able to identify those people who are dream killers? And how do you protect your space, your stillness?
That's confidence. That's my confidence. Like, I will shut you down in a heartbeat. Like, I feel like everybody has a test. Like, you can, seriously, like, you get a test. I may share something with you, and I'll never share everything because nobody ever really knows what I work on. Girl, I work on secrets, honey. I just pop them out at you. I'm just gonna surprise you, okay? You just gonna see a new reveal. I'm like, I had no idea you built all that. It's not your business. I didn't want to share that with you. But what you do, you have to sometimes test people to see where they are.
Yes.
Give them a little bit, not everything.
Not everything.
Give them just a little bit and see. I'm going to share this and see how she responds or how he responds. So if they're going to be like, wow, that sounds amazing, I'm excited to support you, or that'll never work.
Oh my goodness.
Well, if you just said that won't work,
you're not in the team.
You're not one of my people. You know what I'm saying?
You're not.
And that's why we have to put people through tests. You have to test people to see if they are valuable or see if they are worthy of being in your space.
I agree.
So if you just shut down my idea and I barely shared anything, you can't handle the big stuff I'm going to share with you.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? So
and thank you for sharing who you really are.
Thank you for showing me. Believe them, like that quote where they say, when someone shows you, believe them.
That's very true.
It's very true.
I live by that one.
Yeah, so do I. So I'll put people through tests. I'll give them a little bit of something that I'm working on or a goal or something. And if they, have something negative to say and they're not where I need them to be to support me, I'll support you from afar. I'll wave at you from afar and that's it. But you're not worthy to be in my circle. And that's because I have to protect my circle. I have to protect my family. I have to protect my mindset.
Absolutely.
I have to protect everything that I'm building. And if you can't see past an average something because you can't see it for you, that's not my fault.
That's good.
That you can't see yourself on that level, but don't try to bring me down because you can't see yourself on that level. Because sometimes it is somebody else's insecurities that are trying to keep you from going somewhere else. Well, I couldn't see myself doing it, so you can't do it either. Well, that's your personal issue. You're not on my level. You're going to have to deal with that. You don't know what I've been exposed to. My dreams are bigger than this. I'm going somewhere. I know I'm going because I believe in God and God said so. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, it sounds like your foundation is God. And so if you could share something with somebody who hasn't had the phenomenal upbringing you've had, because you've been really blessed.
I have.
You really have been blessed with a family first and foremost. You've had great values that a lot of people will pay lots of money for.
Yes. And I pay lots of money too now. Let's not get it twisted. It's not all from my upbringing. I have paid a lot of money.
Well, you invested in yourself.
I have invested in myself, and that's
a lot of people don't know that.
That's true. Like you see people, you think, oh, they have it all worked out. No, honey, I have paid a lot of people to get them to pump this motivation into me to get my mindset to where I need it to be. So,
but you're there now.
I'm there, but there's more.
There's always more. Yes, there's always more.
But I'm happy, and I'm happy of where I am, and I'm happy for what I've received, and I'm happy of the journey, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like I can see where I'm going. It's right there.
Yes.
So I'm happy at my flow and my journey and where I'm going. It's not too fast. It's not too slow.
It's your pace.
It's my pace.
That's it.
And it's what God has for me, and I can see it all flowing and all coming together, and I'm happy with it.
That's awesome. So if you could talk to someone who may not have had that experience, somebody younger, that sees you on the outside and sees all the things that you're doing, which are great, but they have no clue. How does she even get to that mindset to want to do all these different things? What kind of encouragement would you give someone that's younger and may see something you're doing or have not had that experience to encourage them about the magnitude and power of self-love and self-worth and how amazing they are right at this moment,
Yeah. I would tell them to eliminate distractions and go straight through the middle.
I love it. Because
what we do, we set a plan B and a C and a D for all these things we want to do. It's like sometimes we know what our passion is. We know what's at the top. We know what we really want. But we set all these other plans that go around this big old circle trying to get there. And if I do this business and this business and this business, trying to fund this one big dream or where you really want to be, like we know idea.
Yeah.
It may be too big for you to realize that you can have it at some point.
Yeah.
But we know what we want. You know what I mean? I feel like we do. Some people may not, but I think some people do.
I think if they are paying attention,
if they're paying attention, right?
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes people think, oh well, I would love to do that, but maybe I'll never get there.
Right.
Then you're not ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to believe that you can have it.
You do. And so for those who don't have that person, pumping them up,
yeah,
tell them how awesome they are,
yes,
they get a little lost.
Yes, and that's why it's imperative to surround yourself with positive people and like minds and people that are going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because if you're around people who are not, it's not going to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you definitely, I would say, go straight through the middle. Just just put yourself in that environment that you want to be in, and just go straight through. Just go for it. Just you are enough. You are worth it.
Right now, you're enough.
You are enough. You are worth it.
Absolutely.
You are worth it. You can have it. If everybody else you're seeing in your field can have it, so can you.
Yes.
But you got to believe, and you can't quit. You cannot give up.
And one thing I've noticed, I want to encourage anybody who's looking at this. It's okay to actually Google people and reach out to them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. You'd be surprised how many people are welcoming and open to talk with you. I know somebody contacted you, for example, somebody who doesn't know where to start, but they just want somebody to guide them.
Yeah.
You would be somebody that would actually take a moment to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I want to
I've done plenty of those.
I know you have.
Yeah.
And it's lots of people that would do that. But me growing up, I can recall when I was in high school, I would have never thought to call anybody. You mean you want me to call somebody and they don't know me?
Well,
so I want to encourage my
too.
younger person,
yes,
to do that. You need to do that. Don't be afraid, because if it's in you, sometimes you got to walk in fear.
Yeah.
The fear go away, believe me.
Yeah, and honestly, we only need one yes.
That's it.
We're afraid of no. We're afraid that if we reach out to this person who seems too big,
right,
that they're gonna say no. Right. Well, guess what? People say no all the time. So what if they say no? I'm just gonna X that one out. It's a numbers game. So I have 30 more people that could say yes.
Yes.
But if we shut down at that one no, you'll never get anywhere.
That's right.
So you have to keep flipping those cards, and you have to keep going, and you have to wait for your yes. We only need one yes to be successful.
All you need. And what should drive you is your passion. Whatever it is you're trying to get to, that should be what you focus on with every no that you get on your way to the yes.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
I do. I agree 100%.
Listen, I have had a wonderful time.
Me too.
We can really talk.
Yes, girl. Where's the wine?
I know.
Let's get the wine out, girl.
I have enjoyed you.
I've enjoyed you.
Listen,
Thank you.
I want people to stay connected with you, because you do have a lot of awesome things that people can tap into. So please share with the audience, how they can stay connected with you.
Okay. Well, my personal website is GlenNetaGriffin.com, and if you're ready to break into television, go to GetTVReady.com.
Again, you have been awesome.
Thank you.
I totally enjoyed
this.
this.
I enjoyed it so much.
Absolutely. And thank you all for joining us. Remember, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. I'm Melanie Ivey, your host for Beautifully Made. See you next time.